truly alone? Or are we being lied to?
Hello again, sports fans. We're not out in the shop this time. Desktop computer upstairs here is getting a little long in the tooth. It just keeps getting slower and slower. So it's been a while since I built one from the ground up. I thought I'd do it again. This is an economy model. That's some $400. And I'll put a description of each component through in the video. If anyone's interested, the information will be there. But that's a Rosewell ATX box. I can upgrade this thing as I desire. If I decide I want a new board in, I can put a new board, new chip, whatever I want. So anyway, so the Rosewell ATX box, 2 fans, not counting the heatsink fan, so it'd be 3 fans total. The 1 terabyte hard drive, 8 gig of RAM. It's a AMD processor. EVGA power pack. CD for the drivers and everything for the motherboard. Wireless mouse. 64-bit Windows with Windows 7 with the Windows 10 upgrade. And the motherboard's an MSI A78M E35 version 2. It's got the Radeon graphics card on board, so it's an all-in-one unit. I've used the integrated motherboard and graphics board before. I've not had any trouble. If you decide to upgrade later, you just buy a card and put it in, plug it, and away you go. So this is not a terribly difficult thing to do. It's just something I enjoy. I probably could have bought, a out of the box Dell or something, but it wouldn't have been exactly what I wanted. This will be. Anyway, I'll shoot some video here and there as this progresses, and maybe we'll have some fun here. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, right out of the box, this EVGA, you could tell it's just a higher quality power supply than some of that knockoff stuff you can get on eBay or elsewhere. The power lines are all grouped together for you. This is not a massive lines, and they are sheathed in protective coating. It's just a much higher quality component than you're going to get if you go with one of the knockoffs, Chinese ones. This is probably made in China. So yes, while it is made in China, it is a higher quality component. The EVGA 500W. Moving on. See you in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop the screws off of this box so I can get the sides off. You can see they got the little finger turners on them, so. Well, that one's a little more stubborn than the others. And then the sides should just pop right off. Inside there was a owner's manual and some screws. Okay. Move forward. I'm going to put the power pack in first. Get it in. Get it mounted up. And then move on to the next one. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, these are little brass connectors, studs, if you will, that screw into here. There's 6 of them. 2 more there. They screw in there, and then the motherboard will set on those, and then you screw the motherboard into those. It separates the motherboard away from the casing, cut down on any transference, static, possible shock. Anyway, when you put those in, just be gentle. Don't go retard tight. You know, there's no reason to be a half-wit about this. Just snug them up with your fingers. Maybe take a pair of pliers and just a little bit, just snug. Again, don't go retard tight on them. There's no reason to. All right, now it's time to get this installed, and I'll get back with you. Okay, the power supply is in. Real simple, just four small screws. Again, this is a computer. It's on a rock crusher. So again, just be aware when you tighten these up. When they snug up, you're done. You try to be Hercules and go out one more cord turn, and you're just gonna strip those little threads out. So don't be a retard. Just snug it in there and be done with it. Now you got a lot more cords inside to play with. So you can pop those up out of the way. So you can get back to the business of getting the motherboard in here. Next, we're going to play at the motherboard. One last thing. When you put your power pack in, make sure you put it in the right side up. Okay? So that the fan is exposed so it can draw the air, cool it down. Don't put it upside down. All right. Let's move to the motherboard. See you in a second. Okay, now we got the board out. Remember, it is static adverse. You don't want to be messing around sending a jolt of static shock through this thing. So handle it on the plastic as best you can. Processor will get mounted here. RAM gets mounted here. If we had a video card, it would plug into probably here and come out the back of the computer. But since the motherboard since the video is included in this board, we don't have to mess with that. These are your SATA ports for your hard drive and optical drives. They'll plug in there. It's a power plug. And get some other miscellaneous plugs here. We'll get stuff plugged into as we go along. It really isn't rocket science, folks. It's plug and play. If they made it simple enough for me to do it, you can do it. All right, let's grab a processor and go forward. Okay, boys and girls, opened up the processor box. Here's the actual processor. And there's the fan with the heat sink on it. let's move forward and see if we can't get this installed without goofing anything up. I'll see you in a second. Okay, here's the processor. Now, if you'll notice in that upper right-hand corner, the little gold triangle. Can you see the little gold triangle in the upper right-hand corner? That corresponds with the little triangle. There it is. That's a little triangle. It corresponds with this triangle on the processor. There. So, what we'll want to do is carefully lift that up, take our processor, do your best not to bend any of the delicate pins on the back. It just sits right down in there. It's like a cup holder. It finds its spot. Once it's in, you push the lever back down, lock it in place, and the processor is installed. Wow. Rocket science. Now the heatsink. That's just gizmo. It will go in. It's got the paste already applied to it. Comes from the factory like that. It will go down on top. These little latches will latch on this ear right here and this ear right here, and then you snug them up and it'll be installed. Let's give her a shot and see what happens. There's really no wrong way to do this. It just sets down on there. And then, as I said, these little tabs will reach out over the ears on each side. A little difficult to do one-handed. Okay. It was a little difficult to do with one hand. Anyway, as you can see, I've got it hooked over on this ear, hooked over on that ear, and then it's just a simple matter of locking that down. It's pressed down onto the processor. Now that that's done, we can hook the juice up to it. Right over here, by my fat finger, CPU fan. That's the port for the juice. Now, if you could tell in the shot here, there's a little bitty or retention clip right here. Right there. Little black retention clip.